Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on the little mini E.L.F sponge, Kai Buggy. So I have done it with this was a little trio you could get. This is a little trio you could get. This is the littlest sponge in there. Little sponge that you can get in there. So I'm very excited. This is it dry. I'm going to go put water on it. It's like a white sponge, but this is it dry. I'm going to go put water on it and see if it expands. From my experience with the other E.L.F sponges, I know that I like the other two better whenever I put water on them, and I've used them a little bit. However, I don't know how often I'm going to use this one just because of the size of it, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video filmed and just know I won't be doing another sponge video until June because that's just how it works for me. It did expand a little bit, and it does feel softer than before. To do my face. So when it is time for me to do my foundation, I will be back. I was going to use that sponge to prime my eyes. So I'm going to use my Luscious Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer. I talked about this a little bit in the speed reviews. I don't know if the speed reviews will be up for this, but if not, I'm pretty sure that is going to come up. So there's that. But put it a little bit on my eyelids, and now I'm going to take the sponge, and I'm just going to, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to keep this sponge after this, just because I'm not really the biggest fan of the E.L.F sponges. Like, quality-wise, I don't think that these are the best sponges. But I wanted to go ahead and use them because I had already purchased them and, get a little bit of content out of them since I had already purchased them. I do think that there is benefit to using a wet sponge to apply your eye primer because it does give a cooling effect to the eye primer, and it can give like more of a skincare-y effect. Turn out the way I was thinking it would, but it is what it is. But it's just like what I have to work with, so that's what I'm gonna work with. Anyways, I'm gonna use my Tarte Base Tape Foundation in the shade 8S Porcelain Sand. And I'm going to apply using my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki brush because I'm going to go in with that sponge, that E.L.F sponge, because it's not like size-wise big enough, I don't think, to really apply a foundation. Like at all. Like at all. So we're just going to, go in with the sponge afterwards to kind of like smooth everything over. I do that with regular size sponges too, because I do like to apply foundation with a brush sometimes. So that is a good trick to get like excess product off if you want to think of it like that. But I think that it just gives a smoother appearance when you do bring a sponge into your routine. I have a little bit of excess on the foundation on my hand, so I can take my wet sponge, put it on my wet sponge, and I will use that as like, I guess, a base with the sponge. So I'm taking that and just going over my foundation just to make sure everything is seamless, gorgeously laid down. And I'm not liking it so far. I'm not liking this. I just don't like the size of this sponge. It's not even that it's E.L.F, because E.L.F does give out good quality stuff. Like, I'm about to do another E.L.F order soon, so hate how this is looking. It's like I'm trying to like have it to where I'm like not white casted, because I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that at all. But anyways, there's that. I'm gonna use my Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape in the shade 8B. This is Porcelain Beige. I don't ever use a brush to blend out concealer. I never have. Maybe like the first year of doing makeup, but like I never have in like so like years, like literal years. So I always use sponge, a puff, something to blend out a concealer. So I'm going to take my Coty Airspun Translucent Powder, and I'm going to use the sponge to set that down. I'm going to use the sponge to set that concealer down with the powder on it. That's another thing I do sometimes with sponges. I just find that a sponge or a puff will apply powder a little bit better than a brush. I like this sponge. It's a sponge. If you have it, it's going to do what a sponge should do. I don't like the size. That's the only problem that I'm personally having. And I don't see myself keeping this sponge in my collection until June. I just don't. And that's when my next like video on a sponge is going to happen. It's in June. So Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in Light that Morgan Turner loves. I just haven't been liking it. So I'm going to try and take this sponge. I'm going to see if maybe I like it. Pressing the powder into my under eyes with the sponge. I just know it's worth a try. The magic with that powder that everybody else sees, unfortunately. And the makeup does look really, really good in person, even though like the light is kind of making it weird. But the makeup looks really good in person. I'm not going to say that the sponge, I'm not going to recommend it. I do recommend E.L.F. as a brand. I'm just saying that the size of it is like makes me not want to keep it. So it is unfortunately going to go into a get rid of pile because I'm just not going to use it because of the small size. But it did work. I do recommend E.L.F. E.L.F. is such an amazing, amazing brand. They have a lot of amazing products. I'm going to recommend them to you. They are great. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, y'all.